Hello everyone, Skits here, and after a long absence I am finally back to making videos. Ever since Fallout 4 has been announced, there have been a lot of new players coming to play Fallout 3 and New Vegas, and a lot of them also started to mod it, and since they are beginners, they don't know which mods to choose or how to even install them. And so I decided to make a video about top 10 essential mods for beginners that they should have installed in their game. So if you're a veteran, you probably have all of these mods installed, and if you don't, I recommend you to download them. I also apologize that there isn't a lot of in-game footage, but you can usually see these mods in-game. They work in background, but they are still very useful. And also my Fallout broke, so I wasn't able to record much, and I will have to do a fresh reinstall of it. Also, these mods are in no particular order, because I think all of them are equally important. Anyway, let's get to the list. First mod I have for you is called Mod Configuration Menu by Pelinor. Now this is one of the most essential mods, and almost every mod that has some kind of internal settings requires it. This mod basically allows you to change settings of your selected mod in-game. As you can see, after you install a certain mod, a mod configuration menu will appear in your game, and from there you can change its settings. Now of course the installation of this mod is very simple. All you have to do is use Nexus Mod Manager, or if you feel like, you can also download it manually. Like I mentioned, this mod is compatible and required for a large amount of mods, and so I think that if you want to mod your Fallout, you should start by installing this mod. Next mod I have for you is also equally important like the previous one. It is called 4GB Fallout New Vegas by MonochromeWench, Hendrik266 and Roy Batty. Just like the name says, this mod allows your Fallout to use 4GB of your memory. Now I think that originally Fallout can only use 1 or 2GB of your memory, and therefore you are limited when you are installing mods, because when you will install too much of, for example, graphic mods, your game will start to stutter and crash. With this mod, however, the amount of mods you can install is doubled, and therefore your game shouldn't stutter or crash at all. Now for example, I'm personally using 4GB New Vegas for at least 2 years now, and it is the only reason why I was able to make my game look as it looks now. Installation of this mod is not so simple like the previous one, but you can find detailed installation instructions on the mod page, so definitely go ahead and download it. Now the third mod that is an absolute must-have is called New Vegas Anti-Crash by Quay. So even if you have 4GB of memory enabled and you don't really use much mods, there is still a chance that your Fallout will crash. And New Vegas Anti-Crash is perfect for that, because this mod is basically a plugin that will reduce the frequency of crashes. Now it is not 100% guaranteed that your game will never crash, but as you can see, it got over 21,000 endorsements, and that means that it probably works for most people. Now I personally use it as well, and my game crashes only rarely, and so I do recommend it. Now if you want to use this mod, you will first need to download New Vegas Script Extender. That is also a very important plugin that will allow you to use scripted mods, and I will leave download link for it in the description as well. Now the fourth mod I have for you is called New Vegas Stutter Remover by SkyRanger1. Just like the name says, this mod removes the stutters from your game. Now just like New Vegas Anti-Crash, this mod doesn't work for everyone, and it is also possible that it will cause some stutters, but for the most case it should remove them. Now I never really actually used this mod, and because my game never did have any stutter problems, but if your game does have any stutter problems, you should install it. Now the installation of this mod is simple. All you need is Nexus Mod Manager and it should work. So yeah, if you're having problems with stutters, then definitely download this mod, but if you're not having any, then don't use it because it will not be useful for you. Now the next 6 mods that I'm going to show you have a lot more impact on the game itself. First one is called Weapon Mods Expanded VMX by Antistar. Now this mod, just like the name says, adds tons of new modifications for your weapons. It also improves some of the older modification, and it also adds ability to find modifications in loot. Now in vanilla game there aren't really many modifications for weapons, and most of the weapons also cannot be modified, but this mod changes that. From now on, every single vanilla weapon, even the unique ones, will have 3 modifications that can be applied to it. That will change both its visuals and also its durability, damage or any other statistic. Now all of these modifications are integrated into the game, so you can find them at vendors, in loot or in other various places. Now I personally have been using this mod ever since I installed the game, and I do recommend this mod for anyone who wants to start a new playthrough. Now the mod that comes hand in hand with this mod is called the Weapon Mod Menu by Pelinor. This mod, as you can see on screen, basically allows you to add and remove mods from your weapons. Other than that, it also shows specific informations on the amount of improvements each mod gives, also the information about all the weapon mods and the number of available mods in your inventory. Now I personally think that this mod menu is a lot better than the vanilla one because of all the informations and the ability to actually remove the mods from weapons, and it is also a lot easier to use. Next, let's take a look at HUD mod. For this I recommend oHUD, also known as oHUD by Gopher or Gopher. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm sorry. Anyway, this mod basically allows you to do anything you want with your HUD. As we all know, in vanilla game you could only disable it or enable it, and there were any possibilities to, for example, just show the compass or only show the health points. Now this mod allows you to do all of that. First of all, you will need UIO, User Interface Organizer, for this mod. This will basically allow you to adjust all of the functions of this mod. Now of course you will also need mod configuration menu that we covered at start. So as you can see in mod configuration menu, you can basically change every attribute of your HUD. You can either move it, remove some of the parts, make only few of them invisible, or make them visible only at certain times. For example, I personally use the HUD that only shows me the compass all the time, and when I'm in combat, it will also show my health points and my action points. When I have my weapons drawn out, it will also show me the ammunition. Now I personally think that this is a very useful mod because a lot of people don't really like a lot of HUD on their screen, and this mod allows them to use HUD only when needed. Its installation is also fairly simple, just use the Nexus Mod Manager, and the mod configuration menu also explains everything to you, so you shouldn't have any problems adjusting it to your needs. So I definitely recommend this mod, and make sure you download it. Next up, let's take a look at some bug fixes. For this I have two mods that are unfortunately incompatible with each other, but both of them are amazing. They are called Mission Mojave Ultimate Edition by Last Bullet, the team Mystery, and the second one is called Yukichigai Unofficial Patch by Yukichigai. Now the main difference between them is that Yukichigai Unofficial Patch is a pure bug fixing mod and it doesn't add anything, while Mission Mojave takes a look at a few more issues and also adds a few new meshes and stuff like that. So it really depends on your preference on which one do you want to use. Now both of them fix tons and tons of bugs that are in vanilla game, and they're basically something like Unofficial Skyrim patch, but for Fallout instead. I personally use Yukichigai Unofficial patch since I have a heavily modded game, and I'm kinda scared that Mission Mojave might clash with one of my mods. But it all really depends on you. I think that both of these mods are amazing, that's why I'm also featuring them, and you should definitely install at least one of these. Now the last two mods are my personal favorites. The first one is Eevee, Essential Visual Enhancements by weijiesen and jonnyeah. Now I think that most of you probably heard of Eve since I included it in my latest video. That was how to make Fallout look like a 2015 game, and I do think that it is essential for any playthrough. As we all know, the vanilla effects in Fallout New Vegas are a little bit old and outdated, and they don't look as nearly as amazing as they could, and Eevee is aiming to fix that. Now it has tons of new effects like new explosions, custom HD impacts, static meshes animations, new blood effects, bullet weapon impacts, and new critical kill scenes, mainly for energy weapons. And that is just some of the basic features. The good thing about this mod is that it is not very computer heavy, so even if you have a low-end computer, it should work fine for you. So yeah, definitely I recommend that mod. I cannot imagine playing Fallout New Vegas without this mod, and I definitely recommend it. And the last mod I have for you is called The World of Pain by DJ Mystro. Again, one of the classics of Fallout modding community. A World of Pain adds tons of new content into the game. It adds tons of new quests, locations, weapons, NPCs and enemies into the game that all blend in and feel like they have been there the whole time. And that is also one of the main reasons why I love this mod. It just doesn't feel out of place, and every place locations has its meaning, and most of them also include an interesting story. Now this is one of my most recommended mods for anyone who wants to start a new playthrough, because the amount of added content in this mod is just amazing, and it will probably take you quite a few hours to complete all of them. The great thing is that this mod also has a tons of compatibility patches, so even if you use some other quest mods or some other NPC mods or location mods, there is a huge chance that A World of Pain has a compatibility patch with it. So if you're looking for a mod that adds a lot of new content into your Fallout, then this one is definitely my #1 pick, and you should go ahead and check it out. At the end, I would also like to mention one mod that I did not manage to get any footage of, and it is called NVInteriors Project by chucksteel and Bigcrazewolf. It has new interiors to the Fallout Mojave, and it is kinda similar to World of Pain, but it is a lot smaller and doesn't contain as much as content as the World of Pain does. Its main purpose is to add a few new locations for you to investigate, so yeah, if World of Pain is not enough for you, then I do recommend you to check out this mod as well. And yeah guys, I guess that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Next up I should probably make a tutorial about how to create my character, because a lot of people has been asking me for that. And also if you guys want to, I could make an installation guide on how to install mods. And I'm also not sure what kind of top 10 do you guys want to see next. If you want to see some more top 10s for beginners, or if you want to see some usual top 10s like for the quest mods or stuff like that, so let me know in the comments as well. And also I'll be making a channel update video about how I ended up on my exams and what is in store for this channel when Fallout 4 comes out. But I will be doing that in around 2 weeks when a certain item will arrive for me. It will be a small surprise for you guys, so you can look forward to that. And yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. Subscribe for more Fallout and Skyrim content, and I'll see you next time.